we are going to start to learn the book. And then the book have several units as shown on the screen. We will start with chapter 1, and then from chapter 2 to 8 is the overall scientific basis, foundations of various topic. And then from chapter 9 to chapter 22 are very detailed, and then we go in depth about biology, natural resource, and the human, basically how we cause a problem in the environment. And then the last section is how social science and then human policy, how to impact this environment. Okay. And then every chapter, they would start with a case study. So chapter is environmental problems, their cause, and sustainability. So in the case study is a vision of a more sustainable society in 2065. You guys would be at close to retirement age. Okay. We have 4 sections to go. And then for this video, we'll only cover section 1, some principles of sustainability. In this core case study, it mentions a transition in human attitude and then a shift in behavior to lead a better future of the earth. One of the most important concepts for environmental science is sustainability. This one is the capacity of the earth's natural system and human cultural system to survive, flourish, and adapt changing environment conditions into a very long-term future. So this one is the overarching theme of this textbook. We would talk sustainability every class all the time. And then for section 1, we're looking at what is the foundation principles of sustainability. And then we're looking for 3 ideas. 1A is how nature has sustained itself for billions of years by using solar energy, biodiversity, and nutrient cycling. And then 1B says our lives and economies also depending on nature, solar energy, natural resource, and biodiversity. And then concept C, mentioning how we can shift towards living more sustainably by practice 3 things. Apply full cost pricing, searching for win-win solutions, and commit to preserve the Earth's life support system for the future generation. And then the concept of environment is everything around us. So environmental science is an interdisciplinary science of how humans interact with the living and non-living parts of their environment. So this one connects the information from various subjects, such as natural sciences, ecology, biology, geology, and chemistry. And then social science is geography, politics, and economics, and humanity, ethics, and philosophy. So among all those subjects, one important connection is ecology. You would have realized this, ecosystem. And then for learning environmental science for us and for the society, so we wanted to reach 3 goals. So the foundation is to learn how life on the earth has survived and thrived. And then we understand how we interact with the environment. So 1 and 2, those are the base. So the final goal is to find ways to deal with the environmental problems we cause it right now, and then to live a more sustainable life. And then let's looking at the scientific principles of sustainability. So from the point of view of nature. So nature depends on solar energy. The sun provides the warmth and fuels photosynthesis. Without photosynthesis, there's no dinner. And then biodiversity, astounding variety and adaptability of natural systems and species provide vital ecosystem services. We'll get into more next slide. Okay. And then also nature has chemical nutrient cycling. Chemicals necessary for life circulate from the environment, mostly through soil and water, to organisms and then back to the environment. So they don't have extra, but they cycled very well, so there's no lack. So those symbols you would see frequently in our book to showing you the solar energy dependence and then biodiversity and the chemical cycling. And then also for sustainability, we want to looking at several key components in it. So since we rely on nature, there is one concept important. You are going to see this one, natural capital, on your quiz. So natural capital has two parts. One is natural resources, and the other one is natural services that keep us and other organisms alive. So for natural resources, there are any useful materials and energy in nature, such as forests, such as wind energy. And the natural services, also called ecosystem service. They are important nature processes, such as renewal of air, water, and soil provided by healthy ecosystems, such as topsoil. This one is a resource, plays a key role in nutrient cycling, and then that is a natural service. So this diagram would help you to understand and help you to give examples. In the quiz, you needed to know the concept and be able to give examples. So all the blue parts are the natural resources, such as air, water, soil. And all the orange part are ecosystem services, such as air purification during a lot of natural processes, and then such as water purification through water cycle. Okay. And then other key components is degradation of natural capital by human activities. We needed to realize that. And then the main things are overusing resources, and then overloading the earth with the pollution and waste, more than the earth can handle at that time. And then we need looking for solutions. We're looking for scientific solutions. We're looking for social solutions. And then we're looking for conflicts, and then how we can make trade-offs, which means compromises. And then remember that individuals matter. Although environmental problems could be very big, but individuals, you and I, can take actions to solve the problem. So sustainability begins with actions at personal and local levels. We also want to looking at social science. So a couple of things to make a sustainability of the society, of the natural world is, one is called full cost pricing. So the price we pay to buy items, they should including harmful health and environmental cost for that item to be mined, to be processed, to reach to us, right? And also we need to looking for win-win solutions. Some of the things would benefit people and also benefit the environment. We needed to have wisdom to looking for and practice. And then another one is everyone should have the sense of responsibility to the future generations. This is our attitude. And then those three symbols show you the social aspect, like economically, full cost pricing, politically is win-win results, and then ethically, we need to have responsibility for future generations. A couple concepts I want to repeat. You would see those things in the quiz too. So one is resources. So anything we obtain from the environment to meet our needs, they are all resources. And then some of the resources, they are directly available for us. You use it, they come back, so such as sunlight. And then some not directly available for us, such as petroleum, gasoline, other petrol product, such as plastic. So they would not come back to us immediately. So one term, you learned a renewable resource, but this new term is inexhaustible resource you needed to know. And then so far, probably the most typical one would be solar energy. I can't think of other inexhaustible resource besides solar energy. And then for renewable resource, this one can be replenished by natural processes within hours or a century, maybe over 100 years. Examples like forests, grasslands, and fertile soils. They can take a little bit longer. However, over 100 years, they will come back to us. And then since we rely on natural resources for economy and for surviving, so we have an important concept. This one is called sustainable yield. So this one is the highest rate at which we can use a renewable resource indefinitely. That means forever, without reducing its available supply. So one example is pumping out the maximum amount of groundwater daily without exceeding its daily recharging amount. We can use as much as possible, but the groundwater would remain available for generations after generation. And the non-renewable resource, they are finite, meaning they have a fixed quantity stock on Earth. They can be renewed on a time scale of millions to billions of years. That means for us, it's gone, right? So this one including energy resources such as coal, gasoline, and then metallic mineral resources such as copper and non-metallic mineral resources such as marble, granite, sandstone. We use this all the time. And then the more sustainable use of renewable and non-renewable resource should be follow this sequence. You needed to know for your test and for your quiz. First one is reuse, refuse, even don't buy it. And then reduce what you use. And then eventually reuse what you already have. And then lastly, recycle. And then believe it or not, we already know how to reuse or recycle at least 80% of the metal, glass, and other non-renewable resources. This number is important to remember. 80% of the non-renewable resources we are able to reuse, recycle, but practice or not is another matter. So one more thing we need to know is the based human consumption. So based on average income per person, countries are divided into more developed country. So these are industrialized country, and then they consume 17%. They compose of 17% of world population, but they consume a lot of resource. On the other hand, the 83% of the world population, they consume less, but they could take a lot of actions which harm the environment. So I'm going to stop here, and then make sure if you need to read the book and then watch this part again. Thank you.